Are you going to be taking a look at AMD right now at $10.55? Big drop off those earnings yesterday. Yesterday it was rather over here on the first. Yeah, I take that back on the first. You guys were traded in $13 area and then a huge drop opening up the next day. So you guys went from the close at 13.62 and then opened on the second, which was yesterday, at 11.73. Bring it all the way down to 1032. Today it tried to bounce. It's trying to right now off that 1030 area. You guys opened at 1029. Again, yesterday closed at 1032. You guys opened at 1029. Showed a little bit of weakness at that open, but starting to rally back up again, bouncing off that bottom. I personally think that 1030 is going to be that bottom running across that support line that we're seeing right here as well back in December and January. Bringing it through here. So again, that support level is going to be at the 1030 and then 967 off of that. I think you're going to have a little bit of resistance up here, roughly around 1150 area. I think that this is going to be that opportunity here to obviously you're going to have to do your research and get your opinions on where you think that this one might go. But it looks to be stabilized around that area. Again, at 1050, I'm going to mark that down. That's when we first started watching this one. I believe that it's going to start stabilizing and bouncing off this level. The volume, high volume. I mean, yesterday was going to be 268 million. The average for the last 20 days, 60 million. All right, so far today at 93. So you're going to get a lot of liquidity in this one moving around. I think the potential is here for a bounce back up. If we take a look at the overall here, back in 2016, January, look at that move here. All the way from the dollar area. Beautiful move. I think it's going to recover. I'm going to be watching for that break here. Again, that is going to put us around that $11 mark. You guys hit that $11 mark. 11.52 is going to rally up pretty quick off of that. I'm going to take a look at a few other things here as far as the company goes. But you guys are outside that lower Bollinger Band. I think you're going to have a rebound here off that 1030. And we're going to continue to watch it here. But again, this is one of those ones that has a lot of stuff we got to look into. I'm going to hand it off to Joe here in a second, and we're going to talk about that, a few other things as well.
Yeah, it's always a way with words, like how they put things out there. So with these guys right here, the AMD reported their first quarter 2017 financial results, and that was on May 1st. So on May 1st, they announced revenue for the first quarter of 2017 was $984 million, operating loss of $29 million, and a net loss of $73 million, or 0.08 per 8 cents per share. On the operating loss was $6 million, net loss of $38 million. All right, so I'm looking at the things because they have it broken down within this press release. The revenue from Q1 2016 was $832 million. So I mean, there's that improvement right there because this, Q1 2017 was $984 million. In Q1 2016, they had a negative 68, like an operating loss of $68 million, as opposed to this Q1 17 at $21 million or $29 million. And then the net loss in Q1 2016 was $109 million, as opposed to Q1 2017, $73 million. You know what I'm saying? So there's some kind of improvements right there. But when people read it that other way, they're just like, oh. So, I mean, you got to kind of dig deeper, I guess, into this thing because these guys have a lot of things going on. So revenue of $984 million was up 18% year over year, driven by higher revenue in both the computing and graphics and enterprise. Embedded in semi-custom business segments, revenue was down 11% sequentially, due primarily to seasonality in both segments. However, computing and graphics segment revenue decline was better than seasonal due to its initial sales from higher performance Ryzen desktop processors. So on a GAAP basis, gross margin was 34%, up 2 percentage points year over year, and subsequently due to the higher percentage of revenue from the computing and graphics segment, as well as a richer product mix within the segment. Operating loss of $29 million compared to operating losses of $68 million a year ago and $3 million in the prior quarter. Net loss of $73 million compared to net losses of $109 million a year ago and $51 million in the prior quarter. Loss per share of 0.08 compared to a loss of per share of 14 cents a year ago and a loss per share of 0.06 in the prior quarter. So let's see, basis gross margin was 34%, up 2 percentage points year over year and subsequently. All right, so that's that. I mean, see, then they go over to the different segments of their business. You know, their computing and graphics segment revenue was 593 million, and that's up 29% year over year, and down 1% subsequently. The year over year increase was driven primarily by higher desktop and graphic processor sales. The sequentially decrease was primarily due to the decrease in mobile and graphics processor sales, largely offset by initial revenue from higher performance Ryzen desktop processors. So operating loss was 15 million compared to operating losses of 70 million in Q1 2016 and 21 million in Q4 2016. The year-over-year improvement was driven primarily by higher revenues. I mean, there's different things. I mean, I could sit there and read this all day, you know, all these different things on it. So it's there for you guys to kind of, you know, take in. So if you want to continue doing more due diligence on advanced micro devices, go right over to the AMD board on Investors Hangout. From there, you can basically pull up what I was just reading by going to the recent news, and you'll see it right there for the May 1st, 2017 press release. And if you want to go right into the filings, you'll see the filings right up there. You just go over there and you'll see it from, you know, right there at your fingertips. I mean, the financials are there, the buy rating, the company profile, the time and sales. If you have an opinion, feel free to share it with the tens of thousands of like-minded investors that we have using the site daily. I post it right over there on that Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated board.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this as well. Like what I'm looking at right here is obviously what Joe's just reading off of. Can I give a shout out to media contact and investor contact over at AMD, Drew and Laura? If you guys are listening or if you guys catch wind of this video, can you hook me up with a CPU? That'd be great. I'll cover AMD once a week for you guys. I went to the local store and they told me that the only way I could get a faster computer is if I go directly to the CPU company. So I appreciate the hookup. So in all seriousness, let's jump back in over here. This is, again, what Joe was talking about, completely free, not only for AMD, but for all the stocks that you research, all your fingertips, company profile, time and sales, recent news, filings, and financials, and the buy rating. I was just checking this out. If you were watching here while Joe was talking, the moderate buy right now, by 20 analysis, 10 of them giving it a strong buy, 9 a hold, and 1 a strong sell. I'd like to see what their opinions are currently right now. You know, like I said, I think that this one's going to have that potential to bounce back up. We're watching it right now. As far as the chart goes, 1050, watch for a bounce off of the 1030 support. Looks stable now, and a break of $11. We'll move to 12 fast. Resistance at 11, 1152, 12, and 1278. Support 1030 and 967. Watch for that return back up. AMD, if you follow the stock, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and share this video. We would appreciate that very much. If you would like to participate in our next live show, you can do so over on investorshangout.com/live.